What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Welcome back to another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we're going to discuss all the problems with the Mirage orb in the game right now. The game developers actually released a bugged version of this artifact. So many players invested in the artifact and then they decided to fix it. Right now, no one is happy. Many players want their refund. Others are threatening to quit the game. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel for more content, turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Let's get into it. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, before we get started with the artifact, let's see some of the stuff that the game developers added in the new season. So 70% of players in this game mostly like playing with magic heroes and they were kind of excited for this season 2 T1. Unfortunately, the game developers decided to release two mediocre magic heroes who are kind of restricted. With Bertrand, his fourth skill is restricted and his second skill only works with Tohar. And then you have Tohar, who has a crazy channeling mechanism that makes him not very viable for the open field. As soon as you move, you lose out on almost all of the skills that you get on this hero. It's just not worth it. So many players have skipped out on these two magic heroes. They look terrible on paper. I still don't know their performance in the open field. I'm going to be testing them out. Then I'll let you guys know. And now, the season was kind of crazy. So the players were just happy about the Mirage orb. So this artifact was the next best thing after the gold crest. So the artifact was doing some crazy single target damage to all the enemies. First of all, the game developers decided to divide the KVK groups for season T1 into two groups. The first group started on February 1st. And then the second group, which is the majority of all the players, started on February 4th. Those who started on February 1st were able to invest in this artifact before everybody else. And turns out this artifact was actually bugged from the beginning and the game developers did not let the players know. So the players were actually investing in a product that wasn't working efficiently. So this Mirage orb was pulling off some crazy numbers. It was performing better than the Lilia Infernal Flame, which was a single target. Now when you look at this artifact, we're going to check out the skills and then compare the two. Checking out the Mirage orb. At a maxed out level, this artifact has a single target skill damage of 3000. When you apply the 45% boost when you max it out and you use Tohar, this 3000 is gonna scale to around 4350 with the 45% boost. So this artifact was actually doing more damage than the Infernal Flame, and that shouldn't have been the case, but many players did not know that. When you look at the Infernal Flame, we click on the skills, we look at its maximum level. It is 2200 artifact skill damage 3 times for a combined total of 6600. So there is no way the Mirage orb should do more damage than the Infernal Flame. But that was what was happening. So everybody kind of got excited. They're like, oh man, we have a brand new mage artifact that is going to rival the gold crest. So everybody decided to invest. And I don't really blame them because they didn't really know anything about it. For me, I was a little skeptical about this artifact because the numbers did not add up. There is no way on earth a 4350 skill damage artifact will actually do a single target damage more than a 6600 skill damage artifact. Like, this artifact should not do more damage than the Infernal Flame in terms of single target. If it comes to hitting multiple targets, then this artifact might be able to do more damage than the Infernal Flame. Unfortunately, all the players were so excited they just invested in this artifact because it had a crazy single target damage, and it turns out it was a bugged artifact. Now, after 2 weeks into the season, or 3 weeks after everybody invested in this artifact, the game developers decided to then fix the artifact, and they did not let the players know. So the players were just playing with the artifact and then they found out the artifact is not doing the same amount of damage they were doing before. And you know, people here, they like to do lots of testing. They were able to identify this issue and then they raised their concern to the game developers, and the game developers came out with some notice Let me see if the notice is here in the game. So we go to the system and then we scroll down. Let me see if I can find it. Yep. Mirage Orb bug fix. So this is what they said. We identified problems with the nightmarish reverie scale of the artifact Mirage Orb. In specific scenarios, nightmarish blah 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 would target enemies outside its designated attack range. Let's forget about this for now. And then here's the second part. The damage factor of nightmarish reverie did not match the displayed values at levels 4 and 5, resulting in excessive damage to primary targets. So you see, this is the reason players invested. They gave us a bugged artifact, and the players invested in the bugged artifact because they thought it was the next best thing after the Infernal Flame. I mean, after the Gold Crest. But it turns out it was bugged, and I don't know if the game developers knew it or they figured that out later. So this is everything they said. The issues have been resolved, ensuring the skills, mechanism, and damage are consistent with the description. You can now utilize the artifact without any concern. So at the current state of the game, this artifact is already fixed. Nothing needs to be done. The only problem is the Call of Dragons community is not happy. They spent all their investment on this artifact because they were hoping to have the bugged version. So right now, if you check out the Call of Dragons Discord, everyone is complaining because they want the game developers to revert this artifact back to the way it was. But I don't think that is going to happen, because if you look at the numbers here, they do not add up. The output of the artifact is not consistent with the input, because 3000 damage factor should not do more damage than 6000 damage factor when compared to the Infernal Flame. So the artifact has been fixed. The only problem, I don't know if it's as good as before. So a lot of people are not happy. They want a refund. They want answers from the game developers. So what do I think is going to happen next right now? I don't think the game developers are going to revert this artifact back to the way it was, because right now it is working as intended. And a lot of people are threatening right now because they want refund or they are going to quit. I think the game developers is not going to do anything. The best thing they're going to do is maybe come out with an apology like they did when they nerfed the elixir healing without letting people know. There is a developer feedback for this month, and I think they might say something about this artifact in that developer feedback. And I think they're going to say we are sorry about, not letting you know about the bugs of the Mirage Orb. It has been fixed. In the near future, we will be transparent with all of you, and that's as far as it goes. For those of you who are expecting a refund, don't waste your time, because I don't think that is going to happen. Because if they try to refund a few people, it's gonna open the floodgates of refund. Everybody are gonna be asking for refund for pretty much every single item in the game. So I don't think they are gonna give any refund. In terms of the war pet, when they refunded all the players in the game, that was because they did a massive overhaul of the entire war pet system. Like they changed the whole war pet system and then decided to refund the whole Call of Dragons fan base. But with this artifact, it's a different case. It is just a single artifact, so I don't think they are ever gonna do anything about it. If anything, you should take an example of this Oath of the Storm Peak. Right now, this is one of the worst Forge of Light artifact. Like, nobody really cares about this artifact. Matter of fact, it is available in our compendium right now, and no one is going for this compendium because nobody wants this Oath of the Storm Peak. The Breath of the Argentis is awesome, but nobody wants the Oath of the Storm Peak. And today was kind of a disappointing day for the Alliance. When you look at the gifts, we don't have anyone buying these chests because nobody invested in the Forge of Light chest. Like, I'm scrolling down right now, like you can see here, nobody bought the bundles Treasure Forge. Maybe just a few people who bought the first and the second one. Like, we did not have any gold chest today. Kind of disappointing for this Alliance, level 50 blessing chest. We did not get any gold chest today from this artifact stuff. So it shows that the fans are not really happy about what is happening in the game. Hopefully the game developers can improve their communication with the fans, because this artifact right now has become one of the worst artifacts for a legendary. Like, so many people were kind of excited. Right now they are so disappointed. Matter of fact, the whole season has just been disappointing. It started off with the 2 mediocre magic heroes. No one is happy about it. And then they bring this artifact that is super awesome, and then they just nerf it and everybody is pissed. Actually, they released an artifact that is bugged. People invest in it and then they fix it and no one is happy. Another thing that I don't really like about this season is, you know, they introduced the long range warfare, but they did not put other control measures in the game. Now the reason, let's go to the artifact and we show the difference here. Now the archers have a medium range. Because of their medium range, the rage cost of artifacts are 1,200. Now the mages have a far range. The rage cost of their artifact is 1,600. Now they brought the long range warfare, and the archers have the same range as the mages, but they did not change the rage cost requirement. So any mage who is fighting any archer is going to suffer, because the archer will be the first one to charge their artifacts and use them on the magic heroes, reducing their numbers significantly before they can even put up a fight. It is a terrible season for mage players, and especially with the 2 mediocre mage heroes, things are not going well for all the magic heroes in the game. All this archer artifact, 1200 rage cost. All mage artifact, 1600 rage cost. You fight an archer in a 1v1 long range warfare, they smack you with the artifact first. 30,000 troops lost. How are you gonna keep up? So this is what is happening with the season. I hope the game developers can do something about this Mirage orb. I know they're not gonna change it, they're just gonna give some apology. So hopefully everything goes well. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.